Today is Monday, June 9th, and I'm finally back again making another video. I don't know, guys. I feel like I'm about to tap out. I have this thing of not wanting to do things when I don't feel like it. And I don't know if this ever happened to you, but when I get in this mood or these types of moods and I'm on my phone just lollygagging, scrolling to pass time, it's like the perfect profile pops up and the video plays, which seems like it's giving me encouragement. I really don't know. Like, I'm doing what I need to do, but I still feel like it's not enough. I'm so used to overworking and overprocessing and overdoing things to the point where, like, solely looking after myself is like daunting, but it is very necessary. I didn't post a video this earlier, but I made a video this earlier. I've been out for 24 hours. I'm literally living in my car. I am set back from plans that I made to go see my family. I'm dealing with emotions that I need to get out to certain people before they pass away. It's just a lot. And I was going to get up here on my YouTube channel and, you know, make a video about me doing my hair or showing you guys my clothes or just anything that doesn't pertain to what I feel. But I feel like a part of me being authentic is talking about the real things that I go through, instead of, you know, repeatedly talking to the people that, you know, are there to listen or, you know, loved ones. This is something that I've always wanted to have the courage to do. I am an open book. I'm a Gemini. My birthday is May 30th. I was born 1995. So you guys, I am officially 30 and I cannot believe I just said that. I've always had like this thing with my age where I feel like I just want to be forever young. I don't want to grow up. Peter Pan syndrome. Acting like I don't know things that I do know because I don't want to take the next steps of what is next. Those of you who out there who are literally mirroring or empathizing with what I'm saying, if this is some sort of transparency for you, drop a comment below at the end of this video. And if you're new here, do not forget to like and subscribe. So I'm just in one of those moods where I just want to be Deja. And I would say that this birthday wasn't special, but I would be lying because I had an epiphany come to me. And the epiphany, I had a few of them, but the one that is sticking out to me is for me to have patience with myself like I have for other people. And when I tell you that, it's like my skin is crawling. It's like putting chalk against the board or sticking like a matted straw inside of a Starbucks cup and hearing that little squeaky sound that drives me crazy. Or like, I don't know, being interrupted when you're trying to complete a thought before you forget it. It's like, I don't know, but I know that it's necessary. So my plans for last week were for me to celebrate my birthday. However, listen to this. Like, sometimes I feel like stuff is not real. Like, this can't be real. So I found out my family was having their annual family reunion initially from one of my cousins that live in Florida, probably like a week or two in advance. Maybe, I don't want to say a month because I really feel like when I got the news, it was short notice. And I was anticipating on going, but you know, things happen. So I have to be sure nowadays that when I agree to do something that I let people know that it's a maybe, a probably, instead of a definitive answer when I give it to them, because when life shows up at your door and comes knocking, you have to answer it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And one thing that I'm not going to do is explain stuff to them anymore. Like, I don't know if a lot of you grew up like me, but I'm the do-gooder in my family. I'm the one that anybody can come to if they need something and can do no wrong. Not to say that I'm innocent, but if I were to do something, you know, just living life and just making a mistake and learning, it's like my family won't let me live it down. And it's like the way that they don't let me live it down. It's like taunting me, but like inadvertently, but blatant at the same time. Like, it's kind of like backhanded. Like, oh, I'm so concerned. I can't believe you did this. But at the same time, who would have thought? Like, you know, and I'm really not one to live for validation of like this world. I will get on a live or do a video with like no bra, no makeup, like, I don't know, just looking crazy. But when it comes to my family, for a long time, I always prided myself on just having the approval of all of them. But something that I must admit now that I'm like a real grown woman, and I'm like, you haven't lived life until you fucked up. Excuse my language. I don't know if I can say that on here, so I'll just say effed up. And that's something that you will have to learn as you're growing and going through the motions. I realized that other people's input is good. It's good for me. I'm a Gemini. I like versatility, and I love to see things from other people's perspective. I really do crave that. If I had to choose between like having fun and having intellectual conversations, I would choose intellectual conversations, because to me, they're always heartfelt, and I always walk away from the conversations feeling lighter. But y'all know I'm getting off topic. Back to what I was saying. I have plans to go see my family, and lo and behold, when I say I have plans to go see my family, it was on my own, like not regarding the family reunion. I just try to speed up the process and make it possible. You know, like when people tell you things, you feel like you have to be there, you have to do it. But then when you sit back and you think about it, and you realize that people don't take you into consideration. They don't take your situation into consideration, your feelings or anything. Like, I have been away from my hometown for 5 years, and saying that makes me feel crazy. I have went through a lot of things, and I'm not placing blame. This is not a placing blame video. This is more of a self-recognition, self-awareness. I'm holding myself accountable for just being young and learning as I'm living life, and doing something for the first time that nobody in my immediate family or family period that I know of has ever done before, which is listen to themselves and their own intuition when other people are in their ear to do the opposite thing. I mean, and when I say that, I've been like that my whole entire life, going against the odds and what people have to say. But to me, I feel like this moving from my hometown without any sense of direction, just knowing that I wanted to make it and just make something out of my life. Like, I remember, and I promise you this all coincides with each other. I remember when I was a teenager, or even a little girl, my mother would say that I was her problem child, or her indigo child. I was able to understand things at a very, very young age, to the point where my family couldn't say certain things around me or show or express certain emotions, because I was very empathetic as a child. That is like one of the main reasons why I put on this adult cape as a child and tried to show up and be the parent that I didn't have, or, you know, the significant other that my mother didn't have, because she was a single parent. And throughout life, it made me feel good to be able to be there for my family. But now as an adult, looking back in retrospect, I was neglected and deprived of a lot of things. And it shows up in my adult life, even looking back on my previous relationships where, you know, there may have been some things that I have done wrong because I was just not aware or taught, you know. And my family didn't really feel the need to address it. Or maybe they did and I ignored it. All of the above. But I'm at this stage right now where I'm just like, F it. F it, not in a bad way though. F it in a good way. Because I need to be able to just like accept the fact that I'm not perfect. Nobody is. and still get on with it. I'm sad to say that I have quitter energy when I'm under a lot of stress. Or at least that's how I feel like right now in my life. I feel like I have not done enough. But when I look back at all the people, like when it's amazing, like when you talk to certain people that know you and they tell you good things about yourself that you don't initially feel. And like through them speaking to you, you know, it brings and gives you life, you know. I am very humble. I've been told that my entire life. I'm humble. But I'm also very inquisitive, and I'm very smart in a lot of things. I won't just hone it to one thing, one particular topic, because Geminis know a little bit of everything. Yes, I do believe in the horoscope. I really do. And today I've been meeting Geminis all day long. Birthdays was June 13th, June 9th. Just Gemini energy. And it's so crazy how we're cool, like, naturally on a day-to-day basis. Like, we're just a cool person to vibe with. It really don't matter. But that's neither here or there. I have made these plans to go see my family. And then I got the news that the reunion was on the day that my mom had passed away. And for those of you who do not know, my mom passed away 4 days before my birthday. So every year around this time, from like just May period, but really from May 26th to June 3rd, it's like I go through this feeling, I can't explain it. And it's very, very heavy. And I feel like in the midst of all the news that I was getting in the month of May and now in the month of June, I didn't really have the time to process. I'm a person that needs to process things. I don't know, maybe I have some, I'm not trying to self-diagnose myself or anything, but I always felt like I had some form of autism or ADHD in some sort of way. I don't know why, I just always felt like that. And I just got news that not only, like, after I didn't go to the family reunion, which I kind of figured I wasn't going to go because it was such short notice. And I like to show up as myself. Like, I'm into my hair, my looks, my makeup. I like to be organized. I am a hoarder of things, but very useful things. Like, I don't want to go vacation somewhere and I don't have my skincare. Like, this is what I mean by when I say ADHD, ADD, autism, like I have to have what I have to have. And I have to set that time aside to have it. And I have to put things in placement in order. And I just got to feel okay, like before I make a decision, before I leave. So, and I really feel like I'm experiencing a little bit of anxiety because I'm going to be around people that I haven't seen in like over a year, in some years. And I'm really just trying to grow from a place that was never my place to be in the first place. And I'm thinking about that. Every day that I get up and I go to work and I do what I got to do, I've been writing in silence a lot. Just talking to God and meditating and just trying to find a place in my heart for some sort of understanding and asking Him to give me clarity. But deep down inside, I feel like I already have it. And I just don't want to face what it is. But yeah, so I didn't go to the family reunion. And then, of course, the day that my mom passed away came. And then my goddaughter's birthday came. I haven't seen her in over 5 years. I feel horrible. Like, I feel emotion after emotion. But instead of neglecting and ignoring it, I'm running towards it. That's way better than what I've been doing these past 5 years. Just acting like these people don't exist, refusing to talk about them, speak about them, acknowledge them. I don't know. That's just what I've been using to cope or not cope, whatever. Like I always say, we all grieve differently. And some things I'm just not ready to face. It doesn't make me feel good for me not to show up as my best self, which I'm so used to being able to do. But it's like, being in this place that nobody can really relate to that I'm around, it's like, how do I show up again? And this time, you know, I wanted to be for myself. I love clothes. I love fashion. I love anything that involves beauty. Anytime I do any sort of self-care, you know, whether it's hygienic or, you know, visual or whatever, I think about my loved ones all the time. Even when I speak, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I can never escape them. And for a long time, it annoyed me because I felt like I wanted nothing more but to just start off from a place where I didn't feel anything. But that's not my reality. So I decided to get on here and talk about, you know, what I feel, like visual journals, and to keep my progress. Like by this time next year, who knows where I'll be, you know, but at least I could say I was here, I said this, I did this, and I'm not so fixated and worried on how I look or my skin breaking out or me looking a certain type of way. You know, I have nothing but time to work on myself. And I need to. I had one of my mom and dad's childhood friends reach out to me the other day because of a post that I made, and I never really know how much my words affect people until they contact me, and it wasn't a cry for help. It wasn't me looking for attention. Honestly, I was up binge watching Girlfriends. They added a couple more seasons on Netflix, and I decided to complete it fully. And now that I'm in like this adult stage and this headspace and this mind frame, I feel like sometimes you can watch the same thing over and over again and get different perspectives each time you watch it. You could put yourself in each character. At least this is what I do. You put yourself in each character's situation or shoes, and that's what I like to do for fun. I hope that's not weird, but it's really fun for me to be able to study people and myself and how I deal with people. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm meant to be some sort of therapist or something. A lot of people tell me that I'm meant to be like a life coach therapist. I get so many things, and I know that I would be good at all of these things because it's tools that I use on a day-to-day basis. I know God is pleased with me in that aspect. When a person gets in my car or I see somebody on the street and they just stop and talk to me, I give myself all the time, regardless to how I feel. You know, I just feel like it's a calling on me. It don't take nothing for me to, you know, to give that. But I talk so much, guys. I'm so sorry. But that's why I'm the perfect person to make content. I didn't go to see my family last week, and it killed me. Like, I done told my sister, told my brother, my dad was expecting me, my aunt was expecting me, just people were expecting me to be there. And I had to have a big girl moment. I'm not ready. I looked at my bank account. I'm handling what I need to handle first. Let me tell y'all, being an adult is like the hardest thing in the world. And the funny thing about it, I always knew it. Like, I never forget graduating from high school. I think I was the last student to stay behind. Like, I don't even think I did senior skip day. I was in class. Like, I just did not want to grow up, because what a lot of my classmates failed to realize is that while they were preparing to be an adult, I was already living like one. I already had my own money. I was already doing hair. I was already taking care of my mom. My mom had cystic fibrosis. She had like 6 holes in her back. And I used to clean these tubes in my mom's back every day that I got out of school. Before I did my homework or went to hang out with my friends, that I was so fixated on getting her back to being healthy. And I'm so happy I can say these words without crying, because boy, oh boy, it's hard. But just looking back at all the things that I've done for my mom, I was a very good daughter, very good and nurturing. And nursing is definitely me. I promised my mom that I would be a nurse, and I'm going to. I really am not going to set a time frame on it because life is happening. I feel like a lot of people don't even understand the luxury they have to go after the things that they want when they want to, because of how their life is set up. And I've been like, I'm a talkative person to people that know me or people that I choose to have conversation with, but to go deep in depth with how I feel, I rarely ever do that, because I don't want people to feel like I'm shunning them for being blessed or having the things that they have. But sometimes I feel like You know, some people's vision of their lives and how they see themselves and things that are set out for them is so tunnel because they don't have, they're not saturated in other situations and understanding and what other people who have been through more. And when I say more, I don't always mean bad. Like, you know, bad is your perception, but I mean, life just is life for people. I don't look at things as good or bad. We all got our own story to tell, but I've always, since a kid, put myself around different environments. I was so intrigued by it. Like being able to sit in on an adult conversation, you know, certain things that I knew I couldn't speak, or I knew better in that sense to not speak my opinion, but I always had one. But I was always conscious at like a very young age. So I knew better. So it's like when I acted out or if I did something, whoever I had to answer to, they knew that I knew better. So the punishment or the disappointment hurt me to a different level because I knew. You know, when you're oblivious to something, you do something wrong, you feel bad because you're shameful before the person that's in front of you, but it really don't go that far. I feel like that's why I'm such a deep thinker. It could start off as something being so minute, and then it'll grow and fester in my mind to something more because I just know, I know the study of people. I know how people can be. I know that a lot of times people's intentions aren't what their actions, you know, mean, and based off of the lifestyle that they come from and neglect. And I dissect things like that. And I don't do that with myself because I'm aware. You know what I'm saying? So when I make a mistake, it's like, girl. But when somebody else does something that, even if they don't consider it to be a mistake, or, you know, something that's wrong or that they shouldn't have said or done, or just embarrassment. You know, I'm so understanding. That's why I know I'm going to be like the greatest mom, greatest parent, you know, but I'm at this stage now, like regardless to whether or not they know, and there are high chances that people just don't know. Like, I feel like people who are smart and intelligent, you know that saying when people feel like she was so smart to the point that she's dumb. Like, I finally got it. Like, somebody plucked me on my forehead and it just all made sense. Like, me standing in front of this camera talking to you about all the things that I know and that I've known since yay high. And then if I were to sit here and tell you all of the things that I lived and survived through, you know, and gain new understandings of, you will probably be judging me in another sense, in another way. But don't worry, we'll get to that in another video. But I'm learning that even if a person isn't there, if they want to be around me, they're going to have to get there. And I'm standing in like this new part of me. I don't know what to call it. But I'm not being nasty nice or, you know, mean about the situation. I just know that now I have a preference. I feel like before, I couldn't really blame anybody for the things that they've done to me or said to me because I didn't have a backbone. And I didn't have experience. And I didn't know what I want. And as much of a do-gooder that I am, a lot of people are not like me. And my aunt used to always tell me, your feelings always get so hurt because you're always expecting yourself out of other people. And I mean, that's another thing. It's like a Wiz moment when Michael Jackson pull out the little fortune cookie note and he reads it. Like, all these aha moments. I'll never forget these things that, you know, stuck to me. And I never knew why they stuck to me. But I'm talking in this video and I'm getting more clarity as I'm speaking. That is why I just am who I am, and I can't change that. But I can change the way that I handle with people. And I can make my experiences educational and just be raw and authentic with you guys. Like, I always struggle with what my niche on this channel would be. Like, oh, what specific topic I'm going to talk about. But it may vary from day to day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am a Gemini. I have to accept that I am who I am and what I am. Like, I can't change that. I can't narrow it down to one thing. I can talk about many. It's my free space. When I get more, diligent and disciplined in the direction that I'm going, like with me being a rideshare driver, I want to give out information to people who ask me questions all the time. And I sit there and I talk and I say the same things repetitively. And after the conversation, I'm like, I could have made a video about that on my free time, on my downtime. But I'm always so much in my mind worrying about presenting myself in a certain way, in a certain manner, because when I look in the mirror, I see the same person. But when I look back at my throwbacks, guys, I did not know how bad I was. Like, not saying that I'm not now. I know that I'm beautiful, but the way that people used to make me feel about my body and all of these, my family, even some of my friends are the same people who were either praising it on somebody else now, or just, how people could be so happy for the next person but never for you. I have been that person experiencing that my whole entire life. And that's why I have gone and grown even more into isolation, even more than I was when I was younger. But when I was younger, I used to cry about it because I wanted to be accepted so bad and wanted people to like me for all my attributes and talents and things that I had. And because I had a loving family and I was just so innocent and naive and sheltered and just good-hearted, clean, didn't know anything bad. I didn't know any better, but they did. So that's why once you learn and know what you know about certain people and situations, it's your duty to do your due diligence and handle it in a way that you're not bitter about it, but Like, my mom used to always tell me, not to use, but I'm saying use, because that's the words that I wanted. That's how I took it. To use people for what they're good for. If they're a good party friend, party with them. You have a good time with them. Y'all have the best times when y'all go out. Your outfits look nice. Everything coincides. Then do that. If you have a friend that gives good advice, or a family member or whoever, whenever you're questioning and doubting something and beyond a shadow of a doubt that they're never going to steer you the wrong way, they always got your best interest at heart, use them for that, And if you have a friend that like to eat or work out or gossip about like favorite TV shows and stuff, use them for that, And even in relationships, I never agree with the relationship part because I'm such a hopeless romantic. Like, if I'm not attracted to you, I can't use you for nothing. Like, I tried it and it was so obvious and I felt so uncomfortable. It's just, once you learn who and what you are and what you are willing to do, what you're not, it's all a part of growing. Don't do it no more. Don't force yourself, to be certain ways that it doesn't suit you. It doesn't bring out the best in you. And that's one of the things that I wasn't willing to do. But yeah, I'm here to say this. I took my mother's advice, but in the midst of me taking it and just thinking about all the conversations that we used to have, like when you lose somebody who is near and dear to your heart and they are so much more than you than what their title is, right? I don't know. I just feel like you have a certain duty or calling to live out and do all of the things that you can and you promised. And son always told my mama, argue her down. One day I'm going to get on this YouTube and I'm going to talk about whatever I want, whatever I feel. And I remember her laughing and said, yeah, you're going to be talking about me the whole time. And at that time, I'm looking at my mother like, no, I'm not, because I got my own personality and this, and that. And it's like, every time I go like down the path of doing the things that we discuss, she shows up in some sort of way. Like, and it's so crazy to me how I can make good come from such tumultuous situations, guys. I literally have been through it. I was supposed to start my business 5 years ago. I was supposed to be go on vacations 5 years ago. But that's just not how life works when things happen. And I'm here to tell you it's okay. Stop putting a time frame on things. Stop rushing. You know what the most important and valuable part of life that I'm realizing is right now? The journey. The people you meet along the way to your higher self. Just imagine, like the people who are able to go after their dreams, like straight from high school or from whatever time that they decide that this is what they want to do and they go out there and they do it. It's like, I'm happy for those types of people who do things that way. But for me, I'm a little bit more perplexed. I'm more complicated. I need this stuff to happen. I need it. I need it to fuel me. And it's not just for me. It's for people who are coming behind me or who are surpassed me or where I'm at. All of us. It's for all of us. Because I remember things so vividly. And my perception on things is different. Like, there would never be another you. That's something that I tell myself every day. And I'm learning to accept me as I am. But yeah, if I didn't have all of these things that hurt me so bad up until this point, I wouldn't even have any content. I wouldn't even be able, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, okay, sometimes I act like it now, but I'm talking about for real, for real. I wouldn't have it. I would be just like the rest of them, you know, talking and looking up trends, which is nothing wrong. I'm going to do those too, but that will be all of that my channel consisted of. And I just feel like I'm a little bit more deeper than that. I'm more real, and just checking in with you guys about me. So yeah, that's the day that my mom passed away. I didn't go. That's too close to home. Then I have people don't realize that I moved out of my hometown for a reason. And for me to get there, it's a travel. Some people be like, oh, you gonna take the plane? Listen, every day that I wake up, I'm thinking about making my money. I gotta make money. If I miss a day that I don't make money, it's probably because I was sick. Something happened. Either I couldn't drive or something was going on with my body physically to the point where I couldn't. But outside of that, being lazy, even though we all deserve a day off, I don't feel good when I do that. I'm just not in that space. And I keep seeing and hearing this thing about my Cinderella story. People that I meet, they keep telling me that I'm Cinderella. And I've always called myself that. I used to call my mother Mommy Dearest, because she just expected so much out of me. And I didn't, you know, like, y'all girls know how it is when you have a mother. Especially when you're the oldest or the only. It's just like, I feel like the firstborn girl and the eldest girl, the only girl, are like the sons. Like, they're the ones who went through the mud with their parents. I don't care what nobody say. It's like, it's so many things, so many topics that I could talk about, which I look at as like gems and jewels. It's a lot of people that don't even utilize their parents for information for whatever reason. I don't know, but I guess me being disliked by my peers and people for no reason, it just forced me to have a stronger dynamic with my family, even though they hurt me too. They used to do and say some hurtful things to me, but I feel like if nobody else, my family, you know what I'm saying? Because people in the world are going to hurt you too, whether they intend to or not. And I feel like I had the practice of learning how to have thick skin and let that stuff roll off of me from my family. And that's also something that my mother used to say to me: I'm preparing you for the world. You think I'm gonna shit to say things like, you think I'm gonna be the first person to say something to you that you don't like? How you gonna handle yourself when you get a job or you in a place and you need to be there? Like, how are you gonna speak your mind then and be out on the road? And this, I had to go through that. I had to go through that because some people be thinking and looking at life like it can't happen until it happens to you. And then you just like, you want people to be so understanding, but there's so many people that have surpassed that level that you are at, that sometimes their responses to you are not what you need. I'm that person because I am an empathetic, sympathetic person. And you'll find like a lot of love on my channel. I've done many videos like this before where I started crying and I just did not post it because I'm like an ugly crier. And I just didn't want that to be like the start of something starting off so drastic. So I decided to start off with a little bit of humor and a little walk down memory lane. But yeah, I didn't show up to my family reunion, and I don't care. Like, if you're watching this video and you're a family member, respectfully, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to feel bad that I can't be at every function because I have my own life. And if people care that much about me being involved, they would make it their business and take the initiative to include me properly, you know? Then, on top of that, the day or two before my birthday, after my goddaughter's birthday, my great uncle texts me and tells me that my grandfather is in the hospital on life support. That's how he made it seem. Just a news flash for people who like to deliver messages and stuff over the phone. There is a such thing as tone deaf context. Like, you could tell somebody over the phone, oh, we need to talk. And they could take it like, oh, she got some juicy news. And you can text that and they can receive it a whole nother different way. I think this actually was a topic before. But somehow people miss things that can make relationships and stuff better. For my family, or for anybody who is looking to have a relationship with me, a healthy one, think about the things you say to me before you say it. If you are a type of person that you just operate from within self and you're not able to put yourself in other people's shoes. I think that's another reason why I back from my family, because a lot of people don't like to humble themselves, especially when it comes to me, because they're in competition with me. I don't know why. But me, I have no problem doing that. Like, I could have said something, right, to you and meant no harm by it at all. And you tell me that you feel some type of way, I'm going to apologize. Because firstly, I never want to hurt nobody's feelings. I know how it feels to have your feelings hurt over and over and over again. I cry so much to the point where I'm all cried out. I have to laugh. That's why I'm so humorous. Like, I have a dark humor type of energy, because I feel like you could cry until your voice goes hoarse, until you lightheaded and you pass out and you go to sleep. And when you wake up, the problem's still gonna be there. The people still gonna be who they are, and they're not gonna change their ways. So once I learned that there was a power in changing your perspective, I just really took off in the sense of me being who I am today. Like, you know, if you can't change nothing else, I promise you, if you change your perspective about things in whatever way you need to change it, it'll help you 1,000 times over. It really will. And not to say that you're not going to face things or learn new lessons with learning that information, but it'll just be easier for you to process most things, more things than, you know, you normally usually do. So yeah, I didn't appreciate that about my family. Sending that in a text message, because I feel like I could have been driving when I received that message. You know what I'm saying? I could have been doing anything. I could have been cutting an onion and read that and cut my finger, or, you know, in mid-conversation with somebody. You know how you read your phone when you talking to somebody and just my mood change, and certain things you have no control over. So now we arguing because of the news I just received. And sometimes, as calculated as we like to be, some things you just can't control or prepare yourself for. So me receiving that news, I'm just like, not that I'm mad at my uncle, so to speak, but it's just like one thing after another. And it's just like my birthday was coming up. And to me, I felt like birthday schmirthday. Like, you know, I don't know why I feel like that when it comes to my birthday, but nobody wants to be reminded that they're getting older. I don't. And I don't know, y'all. I grew up, when my mom got sick with her disease, she applied for Section 8. She got Section 8. That was a hard pill for me to swallow, because I was so used to her just being this successful lady with a job turned business owner. So for us to actually need assistance, I think that's when I really had to accept the fact that, you know, my mom's health was depleting, and I had to be there more. And yeah, like, she had that Section 8, and you have to live on the fix. There's a lot of things that I learned that I just don't want to be. You ever see something, like, life changed so fast, that was traumatic as well, you know. And my stepfather wasn't worth a damn. And I feel like that till this day. We'll talk about that in another video because I'm not going to shed light on him. But it's just like a lot of things that I had to overcome, and even taking the first step and leaving my hometown. So I guess kudos to me. Yeah, I'm getting a little parched. And to my birthday. On my birthday, what did I do? I told myself I was going to go to a winery, a dispensary, black owned. I was sending videos and stuff to my friend. She really wanted me to celebrate my birthday. And I did too. I really did. But that news that I received about my grandfather, I wouldn't have been any good to anybody, because I just feel like a lot of people are inconsiderate. Like the way I would be with somebody that I love and I cared about, I would be thinking about how they're going to receive something before I even say it. You know, I overthink things because I care so much. So I just feel like people don't really do that when it comes to me. And like my aunt said, I can't be expecting myself from other people. But I feel like sometimes when people care and they want to have a relationship and you're building up that rapport, it should be something, it should be a teachable moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that you are who you are and you say things the way you say. I'm not asking for you to, you know, change who you are for me, but to have some consideration for how I may take these things. And I'm getting to that point where I feel like just because you don't know something doesn't mean you can't learn it. Which brings me back to what I was talking about in the very beginning of this video. Having patience with myself, but also having the knowledge. Like, a lot of people don't even know. Wisdom is power. And with that power, it's a lot of responsibility you have. You cannot be out here just living like normal people and doing what normal people do, because you're not. As much as it may seem appealing, I feel like when you really get to that space where you really understand and embody who you are, just a lot of stuff is going to be not going to be appealing to you. Like, it may be for the moment. Don't get me wrong. We're all humans. But I don't know. After not celebrating his birthday and feeling good about it, listen to how I changed my perspective on that. Because I used to be one of those people who felt like my birthday was such a big thing and I had to celebrate it. And it always turned out messed up. I mean, always turned out messed up. I saved me some money. That's how I look at it. I saved me some money. Now I can prepare myself to spend somebody else's money. And actually think about what it is that I want to do. Like, I'm learning to not have my anxiety eat me up, stress me out, break my face out because I'm stressing and worrying about meeting this deadline or posting this picture so people could know that I did something, or looking nice, being all the way put together. You know, like, I mean, I feel like I've done that for so long at a young age. Like, I've been looking older than what I was and having what older girls have had in a classy way for so long that that's why I feel like I'm so old, because I did that already. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm at a space to where if my shit not right, excuse my language, I don't mean to cuss, my stuff is not together and I'm not tackling the things that I need to, I ain't got no business. I ain't got no business worrying about, you know, how I show up for the world when I'm not showing up for myself in that same light. It doesn't make sense. Like, I'm doing the internal work, the light work, because that's what's most important. I don't want to just live my life. I want to live my life and skip to the beat of my own drum and be able to provide the same free space, or if not more, to the people who are able to do it for me. That's my purpose. And I was struggling to find that again. After losing so much, I was struggling. Like, I would be anxious, and even though I'm doing what I need to do, my mind would be going crazy. So you ever be so exhausted and you like, dang, I didn't do nothing all day. Or I didn't even, you know, I took my vitamins, I did this and that. Why am I so tired? That is like spiritual. And I'm not going to say a spiritual attack. It's just a spiritual energy that you're using up. Everybody is not out to get you. That's how people on social media make it seem. But I'm telling you, when you covered in the blood of Jesus and you know who you serve, people attacks and stuff won't even work against you. For real. Like, if you don't acknowledge it and it's not affecting you, how can it, you know? When you're covered and you truly believe that, when your faith is that strong, you have the faith of a mustard seed, you know what I'm saying? You know what you embody. You got on his armor. There's no way. And I feel like once you know that and you can, like, own that, you'll be good. Like, I'm really not, I'm really not, I can't be razzled for real, anymore. I done expressed so much emotion. Guys, I done show my behind out in my last relationship. I would like to say that he put me through HE double hockey stick, but I feel like we did it to each other because one thing I need people to know about me that's watching this video that feel like they know me from back home or may have just met me. When I speak about things, it's mixed with emotion because some things as women, it festers in our spirit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are able to get over things quickly or move on to the next and say F them or whatever. But when you love from a place that actually has love and you've had love and you know, stuff hurts you on a different level. And another thing I'm realizing about myself is that I could be a bit dramatic and I can say things that are mean and hurtful that I want to be true because I'm mad in that moment. And I'm that type of person, like, once you get me mad, I feel like I don't care what comes out of my mouth and what I say because you got me to this point. But like I was telling you, when you have a calling and you know what you know and you know who you are, you can't be out here living like that. So I think that's why I've been so much in my head thinking about all of the things that I may have said out of anger or tried to fabricate in a sense to make out to be true, to make people go against the person that I'm currently mad at or was mad at for the moment. And that's not good. That's not Christ-like. I shouldn't be like that, you know. But like I said, I'm human. And sometimes people will try you and push you to a point of no return, you know. But I believe so much in him, guys, that I believe that God can make the same person that hurt you be your footstool, turn around from your footstool, learn from you, turn around and learn from you, change for you, change for themselves really, but I'm saying change for you because of you and it work out. I believe that he can make the same person that hurts you work for you. I don't know how to explain that, but I heard this pastor say that. And like, you know those little reels that be popping up on your timeline? And I told you, everything that I see on my timeline, when I call it out loud and I speak to him and I say, because it's bothering me so much, it's like, I know these phones is like watching us, but man, it just comes at the right time. So I'm just getting my heart right. And I'm not trying to have any grudges because I'm known for holding a grudge. I need to forgive my cousin from high school. I stopped talking to this girl when we graduated from high school, and I told her because she hurt my feelings so bad. And she reached out on many occasions, and I just never would respond to her because I felt like she didn't respect me. Like, and it's nothing that could make me mad and want to fight her. I just didn't understand that how many ways I showed up for her, and she did me the way she did me. Like, what did I ever do to you? So like, yeah, Geminis, we have like a cold cutoff. When we done, we done. Like, but I'm learning that God don't like that. Because he forgave us. He died on the cross for our sins. So who are we? You know, maybe we don't have to be as cordial as we was, but I like to give people clean slates because you won't be able to get over on me the way you did the first time because I am now knowing, I'm aware. And I wasn't aware in the beginning. So if you try it, I'll be caught on. I have no fears, really. My biggest fear is not knowing what something could have been and could be because I'm so caught up in myself to the point where I miss my mark. And I'm praying about it. But so I talked about, me being delayed. So yesterday I came in this bathroom and I cleaned it. I mean, I got on my knees and I cleaned the tub. I just was cleaning because I feel like it's a healthy way to get your mind in a healthy space. Your environment, the cleanliness of your environment helps you mentally. And I think I'm going to do a little more of that tonight because it's needed. I've been putting it off. I need to go buy me some bins. I keep hearing messages saying that I'm moving and something is going to happen for me. And I just want to make sure that I'm prepared for whatever it is. I'm nervous as hell, but too many times I look back and said, dang, I wish I would have knew what I now know when it was happening. And that's not going to happen to me again. It's just not. So yeah, guys, I know I talked a lot in this video. Just wanted to connect with you, my audience, my people. I'm still motivated to do YouTube. Yay, we were past 600 subscribers. I don't know how people are still subscribing to my channel, and I don't even post as consistently as I was at one point. But just know, guys, that I'm going through something, and I got to get this hump out of the way. That's the most important, so I'm able to be as productive and consistent as I can. But in the meantime, in between time, when I get the inkling to do a video, or just come to you guys with whatever's on my mind, I'm going to speak about it. I'm sweating. I'm getting hot in this robe. I'm going to end this video with a message. And even though I've given so many messages in this video, I don't care how many times you fell at something or you feel like it wasn't your best. As long as you're alive and you're still breathing, it's another day for you to go after it and challenge it again. Like that Aaliyah song. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. And I mean, you will become tired. Because I have been tired. I am tired, but I am here. So that means that my work is not done. Guys, I'm checking out. If you have any topics or anything that you want me to talk about, or if you have any responses to the things that I said, knowledgeably wanting me to know, or that you, whatever experiences you have been through, put them down in the comments and it may be my next topic in my video. And just, guys, stay safe out there, love on your loved ones, and chase your dreams, because you only get one life, so you might as well live it. Bye.